Hello, we're the History Hikers. I'm Dries.
And I'm Jente, and we have hiked great lengths and climbed great altitudes to show you one of France's remote treasures.
It's the Château de Pierre Gourde. Let's go. We have reached our last video from our trip to the Ardèche. At least for the time being, because we'll definitely be returning one day. You join us on a trek through the wilderness as we search for one final castle, the Château de Pierre Gourde. It is located on a rocky peak more than 600 meters high, so strap in.
The name Pierre Gourde is said to be derived from the Latin Petra Gorda and the Old French wording for stone watchtower. Indeed, to some researchers, such a watchtower existed on this site around the year 1000. However, the construction of the current castle dates to the 13th century.
While we started our hike to the south, our approach to the castle is from the north. 5 years prior we stood at the exact same spot and were stopped in our tracks by thick vegetation and brambles. This time around we can reclaim this lost opportunity as the path is open and invites us into the ruins. From this northern side we can see the castle is located at a strong defensible position on the edge of the cliff.
We tried to probe the castle's interior for the first time from the northern side. As we scramble up the rocks, we are greeted by a tower which seems to have gun loops instead of arrow slits, an indication that Pierre Gourde underwent some modification through the years. Sadly, the path stopped there as it was blocked by rubble inside of the tower. This was clearly not the entrance.
Undeterred, we press on along the eastern edge to find a suitable entrance to the south. An outline of the castle is forming in our minds as we make our way around the ruin. Suddenly we see what seem to be the remains of an entire village spread across terraces on the southern edge of the castle. It was said that any serf could come and live here near the safety of the castle against the payment of a hen.
From the southwest we get a great view of the Lord's residence, though it is very much in ruins these days. Large, neatly cut cornerstones seem to have held the more roughly cut walls in place. It seems, however, that through time these cornerstones have been pillaged from the castle in places.
More gun loops in the southern wall make it clear that the castle still played a significant role during the age of gunpowder. In fact, during the 16th century, its lords converted to Protestantism, which made Pierre Gourde and its town a safe haven for many like-minded Huguenots.
The inside of the residence still has some intricate details and shows us the lavish luxury the Lord once had. Windows to the south and west could let the warm summer sun in, while the chimney to the north fought the bitter cold during winter.
The rest of the castle is very much in ruins, though it is suspected that the top of the rock would have held the donjon, of course. We can also see a hole in the ground, which was probably for the cistern.
The rocky peak is the highest point for many kilometers around. Despite the strong gale, we felt on top of the world, both figuratively and literally.
After the religious wars of the 16th century, the castle lost its importance. It was abandoned as its inhabitants gradually moved into the valley and settled there. The next century saw the castle turn into a ruin as people pillaged stones to use for construction elsewhere. What is left is one of France's remote treasures, the ruin of a Huguenot fortress still proudly crowning its rocky peak. Was breathtaking. Time for the arbitrary subjective castle score. I'm gonna say it 8.5.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
This is such an amazing sight. You're on the top of the world here.
Yeah, and there are still some really cool details, like the top of the window seems to be floating.
Leave your score in the comments and thank you so much for watching.
And otherwise, like, comment, subscribe and all the good YouTube stuff if you want to see more of these kind of remote treasures.
We'll see you next time. Bye.